Welcome to Public Sector Information Technology Project Management, PADM 610. This is from Washington Adventist University School of Graduate and Professional Studies. I am your professor, Dr. Eddie Witzel. So be sure and watch the video. It's on Learning House. IT software boondoggles, 3 examples of IT project failures. So in the video, you'll see 3 different things. ERP implementation at Hershey, Nike runs into a speed bump, and Canadian gun registry. About the professor, I like to hike and travel. Here's a picture from last year, hiking in the White Mountains in New Hampshire with my brother-in-law. More about me. I have some questions, and this is actually on your forum discussions. Have you ever managed a formal project? So I have 32 plus years with the federal government as software team lead, software project manager, supervisor of software project managers, manager, senior manager, and multiple process improvement teams. How comfortable are you with software? I am very comfortable with software. Have you written software? Yes. Fortran, Assembly, C, C++, Ada. Some of those languages date me. Do you like it when a new version of software is released? I guess I'm getting old because I really don't like new versions of software. I prefer to stay with what I'm comfortable with. Have you ever used Microsoft Project? Yes, I've used Microsoft Project extensively. So this is the introduction to the course, the syllabus. The textbook is Information Technology Project Management, the 8th edition. It's important to have the 8th edition. There were significant changes between the 7th edition and the 8th edition. You also need the ability to work with Microsoft Project. There's different versions of Microsoft Project, 2010, 2013, 2016. There's also the standard version versus the professional version. So here's some considerations. Microsoft Project is not available for Macintosh. You can get the Syllabus Project Viewer for $9.99 in the Mac App Store. It reads project files, but it cannot create and modify them. So this is not good enough for the course. If you only have a Mac computer, you will need access to a computer with Microsoft Project on it, and that can be someone else. So we'll talk about that a little bit more. Another consideration is, do you already have Microsoft Project? Use whichever version you have if you already have it. And then what version of Microsoft Project is used at your work? If you work at a place that has Microsoft Project, you may want to select that version. And will you need Microsoft Project in the future? What version will you need? So maybe that's the version you should get. And what version of Microsoft Office do you have? The version must be compatible with Microsoft Office. So a Microsoft Project is expensive to just go out and buy it. So before you panic, let me get down to the end. You can get an academic version of Microsoft Project 2010 for about $125. Microsoft Project 2013 for $205. Microsoft Project 2016 standard for $590, or professional for $1,043. So before you panic about that, you can also get a free download, trial download for 60 days, and that is good enough for the class. So the reason I didn't want you to download it until now is because the class goes for more than 60 days, but 60 days will be enough if you start right now. So it'll work. So Microsoft Project, we will work in groups. So you need at least one person in your group with Microsoft Project on it. And again, the free trial Microsoft Project will be good enough. So here's the grading, 80 points for discussion forum. Book report is 50 points, weekly assignment 70 points. There'll be a short paper for 50 points. The group project case study will be 70 points, term paper is 100 points, and then we'll have mini exams, which will be 80 points total. And so the total for the whole class is 500 points. Here's the grading scale. 92% above is an A, and then you see 90 to 91 is A minus, 88 to 89 is B plus, 82 to 87 is a B. You need to get 82% or above, because anything B minus or below, since this is a graduate class, is not a passing grade. So you need to get above 82%. Of course, try for an A, but that's the bare minimum. It's 82%. Mini exams, there'll be 4 mini exams. These are open book, open note, open PowerPoint slides. There's no internet searching while taking the mini exam, and no communication with other students during the mini exam. And this will be online. We'll have a PowerPoint book review. This is a course, a book related to either project management, information technology, or software development. So prepare a 3 to 5 page PowerPoint presentation about the book. The presentation should include the book title, cover, author, summary of the book. List the background of the authors, including other publications, occupation, notoriety. Describe how this book relates to what you've learned in the course. There'll be a short paper. So for this short paper, you will select an IT or software project that went over budget or behind schedule. This could be a project that you're familiar with at work or from open sources. If the project is from your work, use pseudonyms, may be used to protect privacy. Describe the project, give the original plan, budget, and schedule, then contrast this with the actual cost and schedule. What lessons were learned from the project? How could the planning and execution of this project been improved? What steps could be taken to make future IT or software project meet expectations? And this paper should be 5 to 7 pages in length, including the cover sheet and references. Academic references are not necessary for this paper, but there needs to be at least 3 different references, and then use APA format throughout the paper, including the references. Then we're going to have a term paper. This term paper will cover one topic from the course. The term paper should be 8 to 10 pages in length, including the cover sheet and references. The application and understanding of key terms needs to be demonstrated. The paper should include your thoughts on the chosen topic, your experience in the course, practical application of information to IT project management. And in this case, a term paper must have a minimum of 7 academic references from sources such as peer-reviewed journals, theses, dissertations, academic sources. Extra credit. So you can do extra credit if you want. You can do up to 2 extra credit assignments for a maximum of 20 points. You could do a YouTube video, self-directed field trip, tweet for 30 days, blog for 6 weeks. Options 1 and 2 may be repeated if desired, but must be done on different days. So for more details on that, look into the syllabus if you want to do some extra credit. Integration of faith and learning. Throughout the course, there'll be opportunities to integrate faith and learning. Occasionally, I'll point out scripture related to the course topics. You're encouraged to pray for each other, share your prayer requests either privately or publicly, and you're welcome to integrate topics of faith into any assignments that you submit. So here's today's scripture, Luke 14:27-30. And whoever does not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. For which of you, intending to build a tower, does not sit down first and count the cost, whether he has enough to finish it, lest after he has laid the foundation and is not able to finish, all who see it begin to mock him, saying, "This man began to build and was not able to finish." So here it talks about someone who's building a tower. We might call it building a house. In this class, building a software project. You count the cost before you start. You estimate the cost, because when you get done, it's really embarrassing when you run out of money and you're not done. And Jesus relates this to being a disciple, to count the cost. And the cost of being a disciple of Jesus is to bear up your cross in the same way that he bore up his cross. Academic integrity policy, be sure to make sure you're familiar with the bulletin. So the most important thing is that you are familiar with the policy. You may not submit the same paper for more than one course. You can consult with others, but all work must be original. If you copy something off the internet or wherever, be sure to put it in quotation marks in accordance with APA, cite it in accordance with APA, and if you don't do that, that's considered plagiarism, and there are serious consequences for that you can see in the bulletin. Tutoring, if you need tutoring, the Betty Howard Center for Student Success has tutoring. They can review a paper up to 10 pages, but require 48 hours of notice. Disability service. If you need accommodation, be sure to talk to me. You can also contact Fitzroy Thomas in the Disability Services office, and you can also consult with the department chair. So in summary, we've reviewed the syllabus. Be sure to look at Learning House site for the reading assignments, discussions, forums, weekly assignments starting next week.